Hi, today we're going to cook uh, coconut katsu. Okay, uh, might haven't heard of that before. I just thought about using coconut for um, as an alternative to meat, coconut meat. So it's it's a non-meat option, and we're going to use mostly vegan ingredients. We're not using egg. Um, yeah, we're not using anything that comes from an animal this time. So I thought about doing this because, as you can recall the song by the maestro, Mr. Ryan Cayabyab, about the coconut. The coconut is a very versatile plant or tree. You can use almost all of its parts, like from the tree trunk you can use it as lumber, the leaves you can use it to make brooms or like walls for nipa huts. The fruit itself you can drink the juice, use the meat for what you call this, coconut milk. You can make coconut oil. You can use the husk for your cooking to burn, or you can mix it with soil for for planting, for gardening. So among other things. So this is the second video that I'm doing about coconuts. So today we're going to try something different. Uh, we're going to make coconut katsu. Okay, so let's go to the kitchen or table to prep our coco katsu. Okay, so now we have our ingredients here on our table. So with the katsu, usually it uses thin size slices of either chicken breast fillet or pork. So here it's similar with the slice. So we have coconut, and we cut them into pieces that are similar in size to chicken and the pork. And also we cut it like that so that since it's like round, so that it won't curve, so it would be flat. So that's pretty much the sizes that we need to cut them out into. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to season our coconut meat with some salt and pepper. So we don't need too much. Like I said, I'm not very fond of exact measurements, so we just probably around, for this much of coconut meat, maybe a dash or 2 or 3 will do. So I already pre-seasoned this a while ago, so I'm just gonna add some more like that. So a while ago I did something like that, similar. So, and then I just mixed it up to distribute the salt all over. Okay, so ideally you can leave it to rest for a while so that the coconut meat can absorb the salt. So then we add some more pepper. Okay, so then we're going to prepare our breading. Okay, so first is this we're going to use cornstarch instead of flour, because that's what we have. You can also use flour. It's just to coat the meat with, but we don't just use flour or cornstarch. So aside from the cornstarch, we're going to season it with some salt, like that, some pepper, some ground ginger, see, just a few dashes, not too much, some nutmeg, ground nutmeg, 3, okay, 3, okay, and some ground oregano. Yeah, there, and you just mix it up like so. If you have more spices that you want to add, you can definitely experiment and try it. Just don't add too much. Imagine the KFC 11 secret spices. It's basically the same. So there, you just mix it up. So the powders are all mixed in together. Okay. We are using probably, this is about 1/3 cup of cornstarch. So depending on how many pieces of coconut you're going to use, just get as much as you need, and then just compensate with the amounts of the spices that you're going to use. So as you can see, if I used like 1/4 or 1/3 cup, you can use like at least 3 dashes of each spice. Okay, next is our, well, supposedly this is supposed to be egg wash, but instead of egg wash, we're not using eggs. We made it's like a cornstarch paste. So we pre-cooked this. We just, with 1 cup of water and 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. So we heat it up in a pan, reduce it until we get this consistency. It's like egg. See? Sticky, but still manageable. Not like not too much like slime. A bit slimy, but still runny in a way. And then we add 1/4 teaspoon of cane vinegar and a pinch of salt, so that the taste of cornstarch will be not tasted anymore. Okay, so, and then here we have some breadcrumbs to finish it off. So what we're going to do is coconut meat, cornstarch and spices, and cornstarch wash, then breading, then fry. So we're going to heat up our pan to about, when it's a little smoky, we can add our meat. And then you should get a plate for the cooked coconut meat, and put a paper towel so can drain the oil after frying. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to heat up, we're going to start with 1 piece. Okay, let's get this one. Going to dip it there, put it well. Okay. Take off excess powder, and then dip it in our cornstarch mixture. This is just mainly to get the breading to stick. Okay, and then we put it on our breading. Now before you put this into your pan and oil, make sure that the oil is hot enough. So to test that, we're gonna put some breadcrumbs. See, it's frying up, or maybe a little more. Okay, so let's coat the other side first. If you look at this, it's coconut, but now it's looking like chicken breast with the breading and all. Okay, so what's very important here is you season your coconut meat and your breading nicely. It's going to be detrimental to the flavor of your katsu. Okay, let's test the oil again. Okay, maybe that's okay. So we're going to put our first coconut meat. Oh, that's sizzle. There. So you just reduce your heat to 160 to maybe 200 degrees. So you just fry it, brown one side, and then flip it over, and then that's good. That's the thing with when you're cooking with coconut meat, you don't have to worry about salmonella for undercooked meat, because you can eat it as is without cooking it. You're just making it into something that can be eaten as a viand with your rice. Okay, so while that's frying, we can do another. Like that. Cornstarch wash. Sure it's coated, and then breading. There. Oh, some more. And we add it here. By the time you finish coating one, I think it's ready to flip. Oh, there, it's golden brown. So you flip it like that. That color is what you're looking for. So if you have a deep fryer, you can use that. It's better if it's deep fried, because that's what I'm talking about. See, the coconut is naturally curved, so sometimes it's hard to cook it evenly. Okay, let's ready this for the next batch. Oh, so let's check. A little more. A few more moments. See? Guess that's okay. So we're going to put it in our plate with paper towel, so that the oil will dry out and it will be excuse me, crispy. Okay, let's flip this. There you go. So let's make another one. sure it's coated well. Cornstarch wash. I forgot to mention that when you reduce your cornstarch wash, make when you get the consistency that you're looking for, you can take it off the heat. Actually, even a little less, because when it cools, it still stops being too runny, becomes like paste. So there. Okay, and then fry. This one is ready, I think. Nope, a little more. See, that's why it's better if it's deep fried, so that it will fry equally. Don't have too much oil anymore, so and you don't need to move it too much to check. So when it's swimming in oil, you can just stir it a bit to see if it's already browned, because when you move it too much, sometimes the breading comes off, and we don't like that. Okay, so okay, so this is okay. Put it out, take it there. So basically, that's how you do this, and you can make some sauce, either some teriyaki sauce or whatever sauce that you think will be nice with this. What do you usually use for katsu? You can have it with curry. It's okay. And flip. There you go. Nice and brown. See, it looks like chicken. If you take a look. Or maybe like fish. But the taste is definitely like eating the same thing, except that it's not animal meat, it's coconut. And you know, if you're in a farm, forest, or a beach, stranded somewhere, of course you can't get much of your spices, but you know, you can have something if you don't have meat, or if you don't want to eat meat. So a little more. So yeah, that's how you do this. And later on we're gonna try some of it. I just don't have any sauce, so I'm just gonna try it plain. And I just had lunch, so you won't have rice with it, but ideally you can have it with rice, or I don't know, what do you have with katsu normally? Okay, it's ready. So there you go. That's your coconut katsu. It's still flaming hot. Okay, hi. So now we're going to try the coconut katsu we cooked earlier. So as you can see, it's very it's crunchy, and you know, it's actually it's like meat. Well, it's closer to the texture of, like, if you're familiar with fried oyster mushrooms, it's something like that. But also, it's like a little like the texture of fried fish in a way. But when you bite into it, it's more, you get the feeling more of like fried mushroom. Not, I think it helps that we used cornstarch to for the breading instead of flour. Cornstarch is usually used to make crispy breading, so I guess it helps. See, definitely would have this with rice. It can be, you can have it also with some curry or some teriyaki sauce or whatever sauce, and then some, you can cut some coleslaw on the side, some cabbage, and some I don't know, wasabi mayo or sriracha mayo, whatever. You wouldn't think that this is not coconut. It's yeah, I would say that this is a success. It's the first time that I tried doing this today. So, and yeah, a friend also told me that she knew someone who made coconut calamari. It's basically the same, but you just cut the coconut into strips, or maybe, yeah, strips, or smaller pieces. I don't know if they made it round, but yeah. I can finish all of this. So, as I was saying earlier in the intro, the coconut is a very versatile plant or tree. So here, the coconut husks that we used before, I filled it up with some soil, and I'm going to plant some of my chili seedlings here before I transfer them to the soil. Or I don't know, I'm still thinking of something that I can plant here that doesn't really grow too big, so it can be enough. Okay, so instead of throwing them away, you can use it again, aside from other things, like I said, the coconut is a very useful tree. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. I'd like to thank again this series, this special DOP, yes, for making the video look really great. And also watch out for some more videos about coconuts. Okay, so like I always say, we should live the best life that we can, and every day we should wake up and live. I'm Caioman, and this is Caioman's Garden Kitchen. Check out our other videos, and I will see you soon.